All right, we will call the capital outlay meeting for May 19th, 2026 at 4:30 PM to order. Ms. Amanda, can we get a roll call vote, please?
Ms. Abrams, Mr. Anthony,
Here.
Ms. Dominguez, Mr. Duncan,
Here.
Mr. Moore,
Here.
Mr. Piazza, Ms. Richards,
Present.
Mr. Toller,
Yes, here.
Mr. Westmoreland.
Present.
All right, item B is the pledge of allegiance. We can all stand. Ms. Dominguez, will you lead us, please?
Pledge allegiance to the flag
Of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, two current projects. Item A is renovation, repairs, and maintenance updates.
All right, I'd hoped to have a couple of updates tonight. We had an internet outage for the last 2 days, so Mr. Kirkland was not able to get his finished. If you would like, we can either do that at the next meeting or we can do it at the second meeting in June. Y'all just let me know. But Mr. Muse is here to give us an update on what he's been working on. He got his homework in early, so he's...
Good evening. So wanted to, again, give the board an update on facility-related projects. Same type of presentation as we did on last time. There's a lot of information that you'll see on the sheet, and of course, I won't go through each individual project, but we got a lot of things completed since the last time or this past quarter. You can scan through the list. There's painting. There is fence work, security work, curtains, you name it. We've done it in facilities. And at the end of the presentation, I'll show you just a snapshot around the parish of some of the stuff that we were able to complete. So we got the items that we completed, and I'd like to spend just a little bit of time on the upcoming projects. That's on the next page. The majority of these projects we are looking to do this summer, so we'll have a busy summer. And of course, this is not everything. Some of the things that I would like to point out is our annual maintenance. So we have annual maintenance on our gym floors that is underway, and there is about 5 gymnasiums that has the floors that actually need some repairs done. So we're actually working on the repairs now, and we'll kick off here in a week or two on the actual maintenance of the floors. So that's actually going through and a light sand on top of it, and then re-putting the chemical back down on the floor. So we'll do that across the parish. That is underway. And then something new for our facilities teams, we're actually taking over the annual maintenance for our softball fields, baseball fields, and our football fields. That's actually broken into 2 pieces. So there is the actual field maintenance where we'll go in and we do an aeration and a top dressing. So we'll bring in 100 tons of mason sand. We'll do that for every football field, every softball and baseball field. And then the other portion of that is the chemical portion. So that's when we'll go in and we'll do fertilizing. We'll also do weed control and pest control. So we'll do that on a schedule. We have a schedule. I didn't bring the schedule with me because we're still working out the details. But we'll do that with every single field that we have in our parish. And I tell you, the coaches are excited about us helping with that. So we'll coordinate that from the district level.
Never happened, ever.
Grass cutting, no big issues there. We just kicked off our new 2-year contracts this time. I believe we have some good contractors. We've gotten off to a rather smooth start to the year. no real big issues, nothing that we can't handle. But we're moving forward with that with no real big issues. We'll do a lot of painting this summer. One of the big projects that we're looking at is LaRondra Elementary School. Really want to give that school a facelift and paint the entire exterior of the school. That is to include the classrooms. We already got our bids in, and that is scheduled to happen this summer. David Anthony's Painting is going to be the contractor who does a great job for us. Also, Natal Benny Middle School, they've had some classroom ceiling damage, and they asked us to come in and look at it. Paint was chipping off the ceiling. We got a contractor. That job is actually just completed on yesterday. Contractor went in, scraped off all of the chip paint, and repainted the ceilings of those classrooms. They look really nice. Some of the other stuff we got going on, we've got new scoreboards going in at Greenville Park Leadership Academy. Those are new basketball scoreboards. We already have approval for that, and we're working at scheduling a date this summer to get that installed. We've got NESM gym painting. We'll be painting that entire gym. That's on the interior. And some other projects with NESM. There's new scores table and new pads for their basketball gym. So we got all of that coming. Also, Hammond High School, batting cage repairs. So that the existing cage had some significant damage. It was leaning. We totally have rebuilt that cage. If anybody had a chance to look at it, it was just completed on yesterday. I do not have pictures, but it looks really, really super nice. The coach is very excited about that. Cost us about $38,000. Also, Hammond High School, they are scheduled to get new stage curtains. That is obviously a very expensive project. The school is paying for it, $35,000. That is, the install is scheduled for tomorrow, May 20th. And also, a little bit of setback on Ponchatoula High School, their football lockers. We thought we would have had those in and installed by now, but that got delayed. The new date is August the 10th. They're actually shipping on the 7th. We should get them on the 10th, and we're looking to install on 8/16. So that is very close to the time school's starting. So we're trying to work with the vendor to see if they can get that done a little bit quicker. We didn't want to bump heads with starting school trying to install lockers, so we're still working with the vendor on that.
Was it the vendor? It was the vendor that they didn't have the lockers, or?
They couldn't get parts to build it. Yes, ma'am. LaRondra High School is asking for a new digital sign, so we're speccing that out. And that's all of the highlights. Any questions on anything that I have before we go to the pictures?
What about the O.W. Dillon canopy?
That's exactly what I just wrote on my list.
They opened bids on that today. Theron was just, you wanna answer that? While Theron's coming up, we're saying we a lot because it's a team thing, but I want you to know, some of these projects are being paid by school funds, some of these projects are maintenance funds, and some of these projects are capital outlay. When it's capital outlay, obviously, we're following the procedure where y'all are getting approval in your area. So if it's something you go, oh, I didn't know about that, it may be, well, the principal stuff goes through y'all as well. But anyway, it's not just district funds paying for this. Some of it is either school activity funds or the schools, what was the small capital outlay money that's paying for it.
Before we switch out, can I ask Mr. Muse, have y'all looked at the bleachers in the auditorium at Hammond High School? For years, they've kind of had to be fixed or adjusted, or, like my dad slipped on a step that was loose a couple years ago. I think they went in and fixed it, but it doesn't retract anymore. I think we've kind of limped those along for a while, and I didn't know if we assessed whether we've stretched the life of those things out as far as we can.
It's not on my list, but it is now.
It's the auditorium that we're putting new curtains in, that you just fixed the siding on, and the bathrooms have all been painted. And the only thing left that looks kind of derelict and doesn't work anymore are the top bleachers have been replaced within the last 5 years, but the lower bleachers that are supposed to retract and come back in, they haven't been able to retract in probably 10 years. And then, like I said, they've required maintenance multiple times to just keep them somewhat safe, so.
Gotcha. We've got it on our list.
Okay. That's it, thanks.
Afternoon. So on O.W. Dillon Carpool Cannabis, we actually just opened up bids for that one today. We haven't received a recommendation from the architect or any confirmed bids from the contractor. But the probable cost for that project was at $320,000, and the lowest bidder right now is at $453,000. Like I say, we haven't confirmed that bid amount from that contractor, as well as haven't received a letter of recommendation from the architect as well.
Which school is that?
O.W. Dillon.
What is the scope? What is the scope? 300,000. I mean, I understand the canopy for the carpool. Is there
Right.
concrete stuff in there too? Is there
It was not really. There's a sidewalk that comes out.
concrete in it?
It's a very small amount, just right there where they'll be offloading the
Basically
kids.
creating a carpool pickup area.
Right.
Okay, so I would say it's gonna be like a T. There's a canopy that would tie to the existing, and then a canopy that went back to the school where the cafeteria door is
I
that
think
next to
that's
it?
by the main,
It's
where
the
main
other
office is
opening
at. Yeah.
further down.
So,
It's not the
so we're gonna go
cafeteria.
back and look at it, see what, it may be that we can do the canopy that matches the rest of the school just for the carpool area, and then the canopy going back to the school to be more of a standard canopy like we use.
Are we specking a certain kind of awning, or is it the typical aluminum
Same.
awning that we do everywhere
Yeah.
else?
It's the
No.
same that was there.
Yeah, right.
It's like
And
what-
it
for the
was,
bus pickup,
yeah.
where the bus
Yeah.
pickup, the ornament.
Yeah,
that's
so what
there.
we have there now is structural steel, and I think we went to structural aluminum to decrease the price, but as we can see, it's still not as low as that we was hoping,
So we're gonna look at it.
yeah.
We're trying to replace the original design that Holly and Smith did,
No, we're not replacing anything. This gonna be totally new.
but
In addition to-
we're mimicking the original
Right,
design.
correct.
And that's why it's expensive.
Yeah, it's the same, yeah.
But they have one section but not another.
The only other question I have, and I guess it goes back to more to Mr. McNeely, and I see a lot of projects on here, and I know the process as far as capital outlay, and maybe I'm just out of the loop, or I feel like I'm out of the loop, because I don't know anything about like Spring Creek canopy at gymnasium, or when I see things on schools like the O.W. Dillon, I've never seen that drawing or what we're doing, and I don't know what level we should be involved, but it seems like I see these reports on here for schools in my area, like CES canopy. I have no idea I know where the carpool area is. I don't know what we're doing, and I'd like to see us figure out a way to get more involved, and I appreciate these tidbits of information, but I'm not seeing any of this information on the planning side of this whatsoever.
So
Maybe I'm alone.
it probably has to do with the cost. If it's below that certain cost, it doesn't come to y'all for approval.
Right.
So that's probably what's going, these are things that are being requested by principals. And if they're asking to use, maintenance or capital outlay, my first question is this a safety or security issue? Because that is our primary. To where curtains, I can tell you, we didn't pay for the curtains. That's the school using their funds, because curtains would not rise to safety and security at this point. And if it's not enough to trigger that policy that we have where it goes to y'all for approval, then it's actually handled between the principal and Mr. Muse.
Which is most of the ones I have.
Right. Most,
Jeff,
yeah.
let me ask a question. If one of our schools has a smaller student population, doesn't have as much funding in their small capital outlay, if they needed curtains such as, for their stage, how would we do that? Would that be something that would come to?
So the first question is, do you want to use your school And if they say no, I say, would you like for me to put you on the agenda for you to ask the board? Because it's then spending capital outlay money for the principal to come make that request.
My question is, if they don't have the funding, right? Because that small capital outlay is per student capita, right? It's given, the
Somewhat.
size of their small capital outlay depends on the number of students they have, right?
Somewhat, yeah, there's a base number plus so much per student.
So how would you handle that if a school who did not have a large enough?
Ask the principal, would you like for me to put you on the agenda to talk to capital outlay, to ask capital outlay to fund it?
Well, I can give you an example of that, is, because when I was up at O.W. Dillon for the reading in the library, and the parents and everybody, we was looking around and we was like, where are the books? Where are the books? And they were like, well, we don't have any bookshelves to put the books on. So, and then I talked to the principal, and she was like, well, we're trying to, pull it through and make it happen out of our capital outlay, but we are also looking at trying to get the bleachers, and I was like, bookshelves? Should you be required to do bookshelves? Yeah.
What school?
O.W. Dillon?
It should have been built for the library.
O.W. Dillon, you said?
Yeah, but when they renovated those, remember when they renovated that library, and it was just old bookshelves, so I guess but there's no bookshelves in the library.
There used to be, but you're saying when they renovated, they took them out?
When did they renovate the library?
Was it part of the
That's what
magnet?
I mean, that
Was it
school
part of
was built
Magna?
in 2013.
Could have been.
This is the first I've heard of anything about
Yeah.
books and bookshelves.
Yeah, there's none at
Yeah,
O.W.
so-
Dillon.
I don't know what happened to them, but there should have been built the school.
Yeah, when they built this, when we opened that school, they had a library with bookshelves.
Let me just sum up what I was thinking, because look, I appreciate this is a lot of
Yeah.
work. These are a lot of projects. It takes a lot of work to do this many projects. And with the number of campuses that we have, it's almost unimaginable how you figure up a master plan at which direction you go first.
Yeah.
I will just remind us, though, that we had several inches of water at Sumner this last little rain. Roseland, over and over again, we get water in the front door. And I know, it comes down to what schools get what and what Mr. Moore would tell us, but we have schools with water issues. We need to bump that to the top of the priority list as quick as possible.
Roseland, we've got the quotes on the gutters for the front, and we're gonna do, the rubber bumpers, because the water comes across, and we think putting those in will force that water to the right. And Charlie and Tylen have looked at that as far as clearing that ditch on the right side of the school to go all the way back
The
to.
gutters go to a
gutter-
subsurface drainage or just to the
No,
front?
they're gonna go all the way to the end and force that water out instead of it piling up in front of the school.
Whatever we do, I
Yeah,
appreciate
so
it.
so we're
The
working
same
on
thing
that.
at Sumner.
Yeah.
Yes, and we're looking at gutters there too, and those would have to go to a subsurface to get it out of there because basically it all falls this way instead of that way.
We just got some big issues there, and I appreciate the hard work, I really do. And I don't mean that as a criticism. I just say that, when teachers call me because their stuff is wet in their room, that's something we need to be working on. That's not in a basement, that is in a classroom, over and over again.
And also, just right before, when I saw that you're doing stuff on the football field, with Kenwood High School, it's a safety hazard, I kind of think. Over on the guest side, that concession stand, it's about to fall in now.
Bottleneck.
Yeah. Well, redone or something needs to be done with it.
They do use it.
They do use it, but it's,
The placement of it
it's
is
still,
not good.
yeah, it's not.
For everybody to exit that side, they go through an area that's about 8 feet wide. It needs to be either moved, relocated, or there's just no way to get out.
Yeah.
All right. Just a few pictures
we-
randomly
yeah.
across the parish, just to give you an idea of some of the stuff
Okay.
that we done. We went in and gave the Amite High press box a facelift, repainted it. Looks pretty nice. Next slide. There's a before and after picture here. They asked us to go in and put in some turf so the kids can play. outside, so we went in and did just that. Next slide. These are the new lockers for Hammond High. We did lockers and the new flooring that you see, epoxy flooring. Coach is happy. This is the broadcast building at Greenville Park. We went in and repainted it and replaced some of the rotten fascia around the sides. Next slide. This is one of Greenville Park's requests. They paid for it. They wanted their, this area outside of the auditorium, they wanted epoxy. And so we put together some colors, and they're excited about that. Next slide. This one, I don't know if you can see it that well, but we actually installed a canopy and a walkway from the main building over to the field house. That was a request by the principal. We got that done. This is the Innovation Lab flooring. Principal wanted some nice carpet, and we picked that out for her, and she's excited about that. We got that done just recently. Same thing. This is the Chesbro auditorium curtain that was installed, and very, very expensive, but it looks very, very nice. Yes.
Yeah, I was there today.
This
It was
is
nice.
the picnic table concrete that we poured. The principal has also asked us to go back and look at putting an awning over that concrete. We're pricing that out now. I don't know if they're going to have enough money, but we'll find out. This is again Greenville Park. This is the foyer to the gymnasium. It's the same flooring that we put outside the auditorium, and then they wanted this symbol that we created, and it turned out nice as well. That floor was abated before that's why we had to go in and put new floor there. It was abated.
A what? It was
Abated.
Oh, abated. Oh.
This is one of the new canopies that we installed at Spring Creek. As you can see, from the pre-K portables to the cafeteria so the kids wouldn't get wet, that was recently installed. It's just another picture. All right. Any questions?
A lot of good work.
Would y'all want to have a capital outlay at the next meeting, June 2nd, or do you want to do it on the 16th, have Charlie come in? Because there's a lot of air conditioning work and you didn't see any maintenance work. This was all part of Mr. Muse's.
We need to go to the 16th because I believe we have DRC on the 2nd.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So thank you, Mr. Muse, for that presentation. I believe that is the only item on the capital outlay agenda tonight. So with that being said, meeting is adjourned. Move directly into finance, if I'm not mistaken, correct?